with iPony Oils. iPony only do motorcycles oils, so they know exactly what they're doing. And there's a photo in the program there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different products. So thank you, iPony, for supporting this class in the Suzuki International Series. We've got a gap on the grid there. That is David Hall, who's been stood down at the moment after some dramas yesterday. Number 15 on pole position, number 1 in third place on the grid, Avalon Biddle, and then Richie Dibbon on the 119 machine. Ready to go. Ashton Hughes on the 4 machine. And there on the second row, he boosts past Rogan Chandler. That was a poor start from Rogan Chandler. That was you won't want that going on, but the man is a Formula 125 GP champion for New Zealand, certainly has got a strong head on him. He'll come back from that, and qualified and rode in the MotoGP, the first Kiwi in several decades to actually qualify and ride. I think the last one was Stephen Briggs maybe on the BSL, and before that Simon Crafer 20 years ago at Donington won. So Avalon Biddle on the MTF Finance ZXR6 out in the front, and Richie Dibbon will be hunting. Where's Toby Summers amongst that list?
Third place at the
Third place for Toby.
Yeah, so a great start from Ashton Hughes off the second row of the grid. He finds himself in 4th place, and then go back. You see the white helmet there, the number 15, the Blue Crew Yamaha of Rogan Chandler up the inside of Ashton Hughes. They change of position there. So Rogan Chandler, local Vic Club man, he done a few laps around Manfeild, so this is going to be great to see. You also got Ashton Hughes, he lives locally now as well, so great to see these guys out there. And we see Toby Summers up the inside of Richie Dibbon into Go Media as well. So this is going to be frantic, and Avalon Biddle trying to get out of this one. Spider, she's already got about a 15 bike length advantage as they cross the line.
Yeah, she's got a clean road ahead, so it's up to the other people to pick up the scraps and dice with it all. And back in 6th place, I think, there is the young Wanganui boy Tarbin Walker on the Avalon Biddle's down. She did this last year at the Suzuki Series, probably in the same race. Avalon Biddle's down. She walks back to a machine, so that's handed the lead to Toby Summers, Rogan Chandler, Ashton Hughes, Richie Dibbon, then Tarbin Walker, and then I think it's Adam Chambers from the Hawke's Bay. So Avalon's picked her bike up and parked up there, so that's a bit of a disappointment. Of course, the series points will be not going too well for that. She was entered for the cemetery circuit, and she said don't play it up too much because I'll just see how I go, probably in the points department. So that's probably sealed her decision not to ride the cemetery circuit. A change of position for the lead there. A change of position as we're watching on the Ctas timing there, Brad Rich.
Yeah, Rogan Chandler up the inside of Toby Summers into Higgins, so brilliant. But Toby's going to come back at him. They're side by side down the back straight, and who's going to break the latest? It's going to be Rogan Chandler have the inside line, but there's nothing in it. Round Go Median, Rogan Chandler is going to be ahead of them as they come out of there. You've got Richie Dibbon run really hot into turn 1 and 1 wide, so that was drama there. He finds down in 4th place with Ashton Hughes in 3rd. A great start from Tarbin Walker. He's in 6th place, and Adam Chambers there on the Barnes Jenkins machine. He finds himself just in the hunt as well. So,
well, did you see? I'm not sure, but did Richie Dibbon go past Ashton Hughes going after that yellow flag? That might be a bit of drama. There's no passing under a yellow flag, and that's I sort of caught a glimpse of it. Not 100% sure where they were across the timing, but that could be a bit of a drama. But anyway, let's get back to the track. It is Rogan Chandler leads out of the hairpin. He opens up the gap between him and Toby Summers on the Summers Plumbers machine. Indeed, Ashton Hughes went across the start-finish line ahead of Richie Dibbon, so they'll sort that out. That's their issue, so they'll sort that out. 4 bikes go into Higgins with 8 laps to go, 10-lap race in this race, and later on today I think the Formula 2's are 12-lapper, so free on tyres. Normally at the New Zealand Superbike Championships in the 600 class they've got a tyre limitation and allocation, but of course being the Suzuki Series in a Formula class they can do whatever they like with tyres, and that Rogan, he's opened up that gap. That's about a similar gap that Avalon Biddle had earlier on, so he's disappearing off into the distance. Where are we in terms of lap record pace? Lap record pace, a 107.488. The lap record for Formula 2 is a 107.046. So we're a little bit off that there, but and I don't expect that to happen too much.
Yeah, so Rogan Chandler, he's stretching out that advantage. He's through the S's, but look at this battle for 2nd place. Toby Summers, Richie Dibbon and Ashton Hughes. There's throw a blanket over those 3 at the moment as they head into the awesome left-hander. Then you've got Tarbin Walker and Adam Chambers having a little battle for 5th and 6th place as well. So there it is, action aplenty. You've got amazing numbers out here, some great bikes out there. But Rogan Chandler, this is a very dominant performance so far, Spider. How good's this?
Yeah, he's always had it. I think he's pretty much a super stock machine rather than some of them are spec'd a little bit higher, but it's all about the riding. All of these guys are hard chargers. They've all had, I think, wins at the New Zealand Superbike Championship, or pole positions. I know Ashton Hughes got pole at Timaru for the NZSBK last year and got 1 point for that, as you do at the Suzuki Series, and he also won at Timaru 2 weeks ago on a Ducati, Andy Crichton's Ducati 748, so they're all hard charges. Indeed, Richie Dibbon, I think, has won a race at Taupo, or was that one? Yeah, in the NZSBK, and Toby's had a number of wins over the years. Richie Dibbon goes up there on the inside of... Yep, we've got a 107.393, so 107.393, so we're getting closer by Rogan Chandler. So we're closer to the lap record, but still a third of a second off. The battle is hot out of turn 3 into turn 4. 3 bikes there fighting for second, third and fourth, and young Tarbin Walker from Wanganui is being hounded by Adam Chambers. Adam had a lot of wins on the 600 over the year in the Wolfpack racing team, went superbike riding. Went off to Perth, come back with the superbikes, and he's settled for the 64 machine, the I think Barnes Jenkins Insurance. Who's that running very, very wide at Higgins? Toby Summers.
Yeah, it was Toby, run wide into Higgins, so made a big meal of that one coming in there. That's given Richie Dibbon the full advantage, with Ashton Hughes sneaking up the inside as well. So there we go. The update is Rogan Chandler, and then go to Richie Dibbon with Ashton Hughes, and now Toby Summers slipped back to 4th place. So the battle for the podium still well and truly alive, as we have 5 laps to go, half race distance at the moment.
iPony Oils are bringing you to Formula 2 at the Suzuki International Series for 2019. I've added the word international because that reflects what it is. We've got a huge amount of international riders here. You'll recognise them from running letters rather than numbers. There is none out on the track at the moment, but they're certainly scattered through the other classes here. Richie Dibbon holds it strong. He's got about a 15 bike lead ahead of Ashton Hughes. That's for second and third, but Rogan Chandler just disappearing off into the distance, and that battle still for first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, I've got to count sometimes, between Tarbin Walker and number 64 Adam Chambers is still pretty hot on the Barnes Jenkins Racing Suzuki GSXR 600. So what do we got out there? We've got a Yamaha out the front, then we go back to Suzuki, then we go back to Triumph. Now they're a 675 and they're eligible for the Super Sport class as well as the Formula 2. Why is that? They're a 3-cylinder bike, so the MV Augusta produces a 675 and so do Triumph, and we've seen the Triumphs win the New Zealand Superbike Championship Series and the Formula 2s as well, so it's interesting. Yamaha, Suzuki, Triumph, and then we go to Kawasaki, so 4 different vans, then we go Kawasaki, Suzuki there, so pretty hot all round the track there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, this is brilliant stuff. So he's gone at the 107.331, so only just 6 100ths of a second faster that time around, but he is lap record hunting. We're 0.3 of a second away, and he is frantic pace out there. He's got a massive advantage now as he heads into the left-hander. And then Richie Dibbon, he's lapping in the 107s as well, so not much to separate those two lap time wides, but just with that mistake Richie Dibbon made, has made this a bit of a non-contest at the moment out the front, but great stuff from these 4 top-notch riders. And then Adam Chambers, who had taken the position away from Tarbin, but just running a bit hot to the S's and give the position back. So that battle for 5th and 6th, well and truly alive as well. There's battles all over the place. You've got Dave Fellows there, he's on a 600 this year. That's good to see Dave out there. Daniel Kempthorne, Xavier Dennis, now I mentioned for Xavier, he's from France. He's come over and he's on a Triumph 675, sorry, and he's over here, and he's got a special thank you to City Honda for all this help through the week, the local motorbike shop helping the international riders out, so it's good to see, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I did say there was no internationals out there. Sorry about that there, Brad, but we'll get it right now. Interesting, the wind shifting. I was talking to Ashton Hughes yesterday, and he said having a problem with the wind. It wasn't particularly strong, but it pushed them off into the gravel trap a couple of times, and I'm watching those flags, and at some stage they're going west, and then it seems to be southwest, so changeable conditions are what we don't want. That's the hardest conditions. You can adapt to the wind if it's consistent and go in a certain way, but as during this race I've seen the westerly and then the flags come pointing towards the commentary box, so that just makes it harder and harder as we've got 3 laps to go in the iPony Formula 2 class. Don't forget, folks, the cemetery circuit. This program will take you to the cemetery circuit as well, international racing, and dramas there for bike number, I think, 36 there down on the infield probably. It looks like Dan Kempthorne. He's picking his bike up there. It is indeed. So he's okay. So dramas there. That battle there between Tarbin Walker and Adam Chambers has come alive down that back straight. There's only 4 to 5 bike lengths, and you can see them going through the Go Media corner as another perfect lap for Rogan Chandler. 107.331, his quickest lap time there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, he's just consistently lapping in those 107s. He's doing a fantastic job at the moment. He's got a 2.9 second advantage, and he was 0.4 of a second quicker than Ritchie did in that lap around. So just ticking them off and doing a fantastic job. Yeah, good to see Dan Kempthorne. He's up and okay, but then you go through the S's at the moment. Richie Dibbon, Ash News and Toby Summers, that sort of top four sort of set themselves up, and we go racing. But look at this one, Adam Chambers right on the back wheel of Tarbin Walkers. They go through turn 4 and head up to the left-hander, so that position there changed a couple of times throughout this race, and nothing to suggest that won't change another couple of times, but another good performance there from our man Dave Fellows in 7th place, with Reece Lindsay and Xavier Dennis and Rex Minch, a legendary Rex. He rounds out our top 10, so we'll have the white flag ready and waiting. We've got a lap and a half to go on this one, Spider, and she's really starting to heat up for 5th and 6th, but the other 4 positions look like they're pretty much sorted out.
Yeah, of course, dramas. We had 3 crashes in the last race, so we've had 1 in this race, and of course we've still got 2 laps to go. Here comes the white for Rogan Chandler's already got it. There's Richie Dibbon gone through there. Ashton Hughes on the Big Bush Farm structural construction, beautifully presented time. Can't wait to this New Zealand Superbike Championships where the entire Scott structural team, are mostly South Island based, will get out. Ashton Hughes is, I think I don't know whether he's actually grown up, but he's a good lad. He's from the Greymouth region, of course the home of the street circuit, and always wanted to race a motorbike since he first got on a Pee-wee 50, I think, from memory, and it's great to have him. He's a local boy now in the Air Force. So is that somebody slowing down the centre straight? Indeed, there's somebody slowing down the straight. No, one of the main contenders. So we've only got 2 corners to go for Rogan Chandler. He goes into Higgins there and sees what that lapper's doing there, and round the outside of him and charges down that long back straight there into the Go Media sweeper. Where's that second and third place battle was quite tight there. There's about 12 bike lengths between them. Not enough for Ashton Hughes to make the big lunge and do anything, but another lapper there, or same lapper, sorry, so they're out of the way. So it is a drive to the line for Rogan Chandler on the number 15 Blue Crew Yamaha sponsored Lazu machine there. Richie Dibbon followed by Ashton Hughes there. That lapper pulls out there. There was a problem with his machine. And then we got 94, I think, is a lapper there, Brad Ritchie.
Yep, yeah, no, that's the update there. So there's the battle for 5th and 6th. Tarbin Walker manages to get the job done. So 5th place for Tarbin Walker, 6th for Adam Chambers. But then look at that, just come down to 0.3 of a second between 2nd and 3rd place. So I'd already called that it was all sort of settled down, but no way. Ashton Hughes put in a good lap that last lap round and pushed it right to the line. So fantastic win for Rogan Chandler. 107.331, his fastest lap of the race, so just 0.3 of a second off lap record pace, and then a massive 4.5 seconds back to Richie Dibbon, Ashton Hughes in 3rd, Toby Summers 4th, Tarbin Walker ends up with the 5th place, Adam Chambers in 6th, Dave Fellows gets 7th, Reece Lindsay there, the number 42 machine in 8th, Xavier Dennis, the man from France, on the Triumph. That's 9th place, and 10th for Rex Mincher on the Sugar Daddy Racing Yamaha R6. So your brilliant top 10 there, and absolutely fantastic 10-lap race there for the F2. Brought to you by Pony Oils, 100% motorcycle oils, the official oil partner of the MotoGP Rookies Cup, and also the official oil of MXGP, the Motocross Grand Prix in Europe. So fantastic to have iPony Oils on board with us. The other update there in 11th place, Robert Stokes. Jordan Burley gets 12th, Gary Morgan in 13th, Ben Nicolaisen, that's 14th for him, and then rounding out your top 15 we have Luke Riley, and the non-finishers Daniel Kempthorne and Avalon Biddle with drama in the